Welcome to Meet the Knights, the newest mini-series on the Charge On YouTube channel. This series is designed for UCF fans to get to know the players taking the field on Saturdays for the Knights in the fall. In this truly weird time in college football, we wanted to show the players' personalities.
Hey, we got the teammates victory. We're good now. We're good.
I'm glad you're recording.
And have fans learn just a little bit more about who they truly are. Today, we have another great one for you. UCF defensive backs Braeden Marshall and Jaylen AP Heyward go head-to-head in arcade games here at Keg Social in Waterford Lakes. Braeden was one of the first hometown hero signings in the Gus Malzahn era and has been a staple on the Knights defense the last 2 seasons. AP is one of the highest-ranked signings in UCF history and is poised for a much bigger role this upcoming season. Let's head to the front of Keg Social and get started. Welcome to this episode of Meet the Knights. Today we are here at Keg Social in Waterford Lakes, Florida, and we got a special one for you today. Braeden Marshall, AP Heyward, we're gonna go head-to-head in a bunch of games that you are gonna see in a matter of moments. Guys, competition brings the best out of everybody. What does it bring out of you guys?
Just like you said, it brings the best out of me. I got a dog right next to me, so I can't underestimate him. Let's get to it.
And you know, Braeden, you never can underestimate Braeden. He might be the littlest thing on the field, but he always gonna come with that.
Well, that's some strong words from both of you. I mean, we're gonna play a lot of games in here. We're gonna see go head to head, put the scoreboard up, and let's do it, guys. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
This is the first game we're doing. We're bowling until we get a strike. So whoever gets strike first gets a point and goes one up on the leaderboard. So after you guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead, set the tone.
Yeah, just a warm up. Same with, come on.
I'm gonna go ahead and set the tone, man. I'm gonna set the tone.
I mean, that was pretty solid for a second shot.
First one to get a strike.
Oh, that might be it.
That might be it. That might be it. That might be it. I told you. See, look, fun fact. My granddad used to bowl.
Here, you should do one more. You get a rebuttal.
All right.
If you bowl a strike here, we got to keep going.
Pressure's on you now.
I love pressure.
Are you going regular?
We'll see.
Oh.
What? Over with. Over with.
One up.
Next.
Let's go.
One up.
Go to the
Next.
next one.
Look,
That was crazy.
I told AP my granddad used to bowl. It's all about where you point your toe.
See, you didn't say that at the beginning. If
couldn't.
I knew that,
I can't give up the sauce too
that's
early.
true. That's true. To get a couple on
See,
the
if we
board.
playing basketball, I'm gonna go ahead and already
Basketball's
admit
like the third game.
I can't shoot.
You can't shoot.
I'm more of a take it to the rim type of guy.
Well, you played basketball in high school.
I can do both.
Well, you have went D1 in basketball?
What happened was, like AP said, I stopped growing. So when I stopped growing, I had to get back on the field. Oh yeah, you don't want to.
Ice ball? It's not working too well right now. Oh man, you might win this one. Trying to go for that 10K.
What'd you get? 19,000?
19. Yup, you got two more, yup. Well, redeem yourself, Braeden. Redeem yourself, Braeden. Uh-oh. Get that 10. Get that 10.
I'll give you that one. You can have that one.
Do it. It ain't working. No. Start that one, so. See this.
Man, I can't make
New high score.
New high score.
What's up?
He ain't even registering.
3.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Okay. Well, you building a house. That's what I'm saying.
You gotta get the balls up quicker. I mean, he's...
Uh-oh.
3.
You gotta get him up quicker. Go. Go.
Oh, you was on. Oh.
3.
Ah! What's the feeling, man?
Hey.
Ball one. Let's do it.
Hey. I'll give you that.
I mean, when was the last time you played basketball?
I just went hooping.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
No, don't say it. Y'all just went hooping the other day in the group chat. Don't even do that.
I was hooping though. I was getting bucket.
On the arcade hoop, AP takes this one, 2-1. Let's move on to the next.
Winner.
All right, Andrew, let's do it.
He ain't no quarterback.
Quarterback in high school for a couple snaps.
Dang.
That's an interesting hitch motion you got, though. Oh, you got a little hitch.
My coach taught me this way
Your
younger.
throw look like it hurts.
I mean, when you were playing quarterback, clearly the yardage was short yardage.
Wait. Nah, it was read option. And I'm pulling it every time. Braeden, I don't think you could do better.
You don't think so?
Heck no.
You over it.
I can't, like,
You
I
over it.
don't know, the window's too small. What?
You gotta put some zip on it. You paused it, I told you. Hey.
He already beat you in literally 2 seconds.
He's not trying to take the long shot. Take the long bomb.
Yeah, you gotta work smarter, not harder. You know that?
All right, I like that. I like that. You might be able to play quarterback.
Read option. That's it. 320.
You got 80?
Yeah, that's bad.
That's why I went on the football field.
We are all tied up after 4 games, but let's go to part 1 of our interview with Braeden and AP. Braeden, I want to start with you. Obviously, we kind of mentioned it a little bit, but high school basketball. A lot of players, are two-sport athletes in high school, but you were pretty good at basketball at Lake Mary. Kind of talk about that journey when you decided to give it up. Did you always know you wanted to go football, you wanted to go D1 in football, or was basketball kind of creeping in there?
I've always loved football. Kind of always been a two-sport, but basketball was my main when I was, younger. When I first played football, I was about like 5th, 6th grade. Played running back. Every time I got the ball, pretty much scored. But that was the sport when basketball wasn't going on. So once basketball came, in middle school, a lot of AAU, I played a lot of travel ball, so really helped me, competition-wise, to play good competition. And when I got to about 9th grade was probably when I really decided football might be it, because like I said, I stopped growing. Guys started getting taller on me, and I just always had love for the game of football. Just always had love, and making the transition from basketball to the defensive side of the field, football, it's kind of the same movements, playing at basketball. So it really helped me a lot. And once I really got the technique and stuff down, my life pretty much changed.
Coach Rico Johnson, obviously you have a pretty strong relationship with him. He's now getting an opportunity to kind of be an analyst and a coach at UCF. Kind of talk about your relationship with him and how tight that bond is for many years.
Oh, very tight. He's the reason why, I am who I am today. He pretty much, when COVID hit, we pretty much were working out every day in them hot summers and getting right while, a lot of people couldn't do a lot of stuff. And he really taught the game to me, just broke it down to me different ways, and just took the things that he taught me and just kept it with me. And that's when I saw growth.
How excited are you to see him kind of get an opportunity now after so many years of training kids and getting them ready? How excited are you to see him get an opportunity?
I'm very happy for him. I'm super happy for him, to be honest with you. Just because being a former player, being able to put your wisdom into the game after, what you did in the game, I know that means a lot to him, and I'm super happy for him.
Lake Mary Rams, obviously, I'm an Oviedo guy, so in football, you guys had a number on Oviedo football, but kind of talk about your journey through with the team and kind of how they shaped you leading into your college decision and stuff like that.
One thing I'll say about Lake Mary, if you look at the team on paper, we probably won't match up with, a lot of the teams or some of the teams in Central Florida. But one thing I would say is we got dogs and we play with a lot of heart, and we're really smart. We have some very smart coaches, and those coaches really taught me how big film was early. And just from them doing that, I carried it with me. And I'm very thankful for them, because film, in my opinion, especially being a defensive back, you got to be in that film room more. The plays just come so much faster, easier to you when you're in it. So, yeah.
You said Lake Mary shaped you, right? And you had a lot of schools coming after you. You had, North Carolina was one, Auburn was one where you were strongly considering them. But Gus Malzahn comes and gets you to commit to UCF. Kind of what was that pitch to you to be really one of the first hometown heroes of the Gus Malzahn era, but also to really put a stamp and stay home?
It was crazy. Signing day, it was weird. It was actually weird. It was crazy because, Auburn was my dream school. So growing up, my whole side of my dad's family, they pretty much big Auburn fans or went to Auburn. So it kind of ran in my blood. But I got to the point where I had to realize what was best for me. And staying home, the opportunity I had was just best for me. And I prayed about it, It ended up, I'm thankful because the decision I made was the right decision. And to all the, recruits and stuff, you can't make no wrong decision. You really can't. You make your decision because you got straight time on your hands. It's what you do at the time. If you want to be a great football player, you can be a great football player. But everybody talks about being a great football player, but they're not all about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
AP, obviously, you play a lot of different positions at Rockledge. How do you think being, a multi-positional athlete kind of helped you at Rockledge, playing a bunch of different positions? I know a lot of players do in high school when you're that good of an athlete, but the coach is giving you that confidence to go out and do that. What does it say about Rockledge, but also, how was it for you in high school?
So for me in high school, it was just a big trust thing for me. It was a trust thing for me, and then I also did want to do anything for the team to win. So that's what if I had to play any position, that's what it had to came down to.
What was an AP Heyward quarterback looking like?
There were a lot of read options. When my quarterback got hurt at times, my QB coach used to put me back there, and we used to do a little bit of read option.
Obviously, you were one of the top players in your class out of Rockledge. Talk about your development while you were there, and what was one of the biggest things that you learned that kind of helped shape you, especially leading into your senior year, which really shaped you as a player?
I'll say the development-wise was attack every day. They told me attack every day. So every day the one thing that Rockledge is big on is the weight room-wise. I really say the weight room seriously. That's one thing that grew on me right now is every time I step into the weight room, I want to dominate the weight. Every time I step under a zone or get on the rack bar, I just want to. It's light work. It's a mental thing. Everything you do is mental. You push through it. So that's one thing I took away from Rockledge.
I think you both can attest to this, but how hard is it to stay focused, especially in your senior year? You've got a number of big schools coming after you. You're trying to stay focused on your high school, game and your high school teammates. How hard is it to stay mentally focused and locked in while you've got all the outside stuff coming up behind you?
Honestly, the focus thing is the main part that is a big distraction going towards your senior year, because you basically feel like you already have everything. So, dialing in and figuring out what you want to do with your life so you can take that next step to grow. It's all about growing. You can never step back. You can never go back into the future. It's into the past. It's all about the future. So it was a growth thing.
You committed to Georgia in January of 23. And then you decommitted a couple months later. What led into that decision? I think a lot of UCF fans didn't expect you to come to the Knights after, again, committing to Georgia. So what led into that decision to decommit, but then what was the pitch for you to commit to UCF?
A lot of my eyes opened up. My first visit was UGA before I went to any other school. So going to UGA, I haven't really been to Athens that many times. I only been to Athens once before that. So my second time being to Athens with my mother, the first time I went by myself, but bringing my mother up there and a couple of my family and brothers, it just wasn't the same type of vibe that I was getting. They still had that winning culture, that winning championship. You're going to go to the NFL if you go to Georgia, no doubt. That's not what I'm getting to, but it wasn't my type of lifestyle. Everything that outside of football, it wasn't for me.
So what was it about UCF? What was the pitch to you that made you go, you know what, this is where I want to be. This is the right situation for me, where I'll go to the NFL going to UCF.
One thing in that, pulled me to UCF was, it was close to home. But another thing was, what big team's in Orlando right now? And that really sat to me. What big team is in Orlando? Coach Frost brought back a winning program, and going undefeated against Joe Burrow, that Joe Burrow year. So it was a lot of big things to me, and the big thing to me was that staying home, you win games. Orlando will be basically yours. You will be the king of Orlando. Not necessarily the king, but everyone will want to come to our games. Everybody will want to see you. So that was really the main thing for me. I want to leave a legacy.
Need me to help. So, you the one, you lose.
There's no lie. There's no fruit. You can't even eat them. You just running for your life right now.
I figured it out.
You won, bro.
Yo.
One. Best of 5, bro. Best of 5, bro.
AP, you gotta get 1 or 2.
Game.
I think we're.
Oh my gosh.
I think we're ending that one.
Lock and load.
God, he's blowing me out.
Doing great.
He's blowing me out.
For the lightning round. Bullseye. Get ready for Zombie Graveyard.
Not my
Watch out for
20K.
Zombie. Tie bonus. Player 1, time is running out. Crit shot.
I'm out.
Let's go. Come back. Come back.
We ran out of bullets.
Starts to begin. Player 1, go. Crit shot. Player 2, time is running out.
How I go to...
Player 2, round complete. You win.
Who we supposed to be shooting? Right here, right here,
There
right
they
here.
go. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Hey.
I got two. Yup. Go get him. Yup.
Bro, you stealing my kills, bro. I didn't even fair.
You killed some of them from back there?
I'm just shooting.
Let's once again take a break from the action and head to part 2 of the Braeden and AP interview. And it seems like you really did make the right decision because you got a lot of meaningful snaps early. You had an interception in the space game in your first year. I think you had 22 tackles in your first season, started late. Kind of talk about your true freshman year and getting those opportunities and not just the work put in, but the trust in the staff to kind of play you as early as they did.
No, yeah, that was probably one of the biggest reasons why I came here too, was the opportunity, and I knew I had to grind my way to get to that point. But getting that opportunity early really set me up, for my sophomore year and now my upcoming junior year. Just experience, it's big, especially playing young, getting in that fire early. Like you're able to get the feel for the game, and I was able to do that early, and it's helped me a lot.
Talk about last season. Last season, obviously, the team struggled. You were dealing with an injury. How tough was that, mentally battling and dealing with the injury, but also being on the sideline, seeing the team struggle like they did?
It was tough. I'm gonna be real. It hurt. It hurt because I've been winning pretty much my whole life. So one thing about it, you learn from your losses, and one thing about a W, 2 L's make a W. So learning from all that stuff and the new culture that we have around with Frost, I feel like, he's bringing that winning culture back. And I'm so happy that, a lot of the guys are buying into it too. And I'm excited.
how important is it for you in this day and age, right? And I'll ask you both in a second, but how important is it for you to finish your college career a night and kind of stay a night your entire career?
That's big for me. Being from around here, like, for you to be an alumni, like, for me to say I've been out of school, you know, my whole career, you know, it's big, because a lot of people don't do that now. And so, you know, I'm blessed, you know, just to be a Knight, and I'm gonna forever be a Knight, for real.
Obviously, your true freshman season, you didn't really see a lot of defensive snaps on the field, but you were able to get on the field in special teams in certain ways. What was the biggest learning curve for you, or the learning experience that you took heading into this season, where big-time recruit, didn't play as much as maybe you anticipated or wanted to in your first year? What'd you learn in that first year?
Honestly, it was a gut check. It really was a gut check because, you know, coming from a school like UGA and being ranked how I was, I definitely thought I was going to come in and play early. But, you know, it was a gut check to show you that you're not ready. You're not ready for everything that, you know, that is given handed to you. So you got to prepare and execute and do little stuff. The details matter. Details is a big thing. So that's really what I took from it, is the detail part of my freshman year and being executing on everything that I do.
The shock at the end of last season was that Gus left for Florida State. Obviously, both of you were recruited by that staff and him specifically. So was it a shock to you when it happened? What did you take from that when it happened?
Biggest thing I took, we're in a business. I mean, things happen. You know, coaches come and go all the time. It's just, you got to keep it the main thing, for real.
My take on it was, you know, it is what I learned within that last year as well was it is a business. At the end of the day, with the NIL and everything, you know, coaches are going to up and leave. So you want to find coaches that have your best interests at the end of the day. And I'm glad that we got a new coaching staff that has our best interests for us. But the last staff, it really shocked us, you know, if I'm being real. Like, we had a meeting, and it wasn't even like we had a meeting. It was just like next week came, and he was gone. So we didn't really he didn't even have no meeting telling us he was going to leave or anything. He just got up and left. So, you know, it kind of shows you where his mindset and head was at when he showed that he really didn't care for us, how he said he was to the media.
And that's very interesting bringing that up. And you say it's a business, and you both said it's a business. Like, you have to make the best decision for you. I'm sure the portal was on both your minds at some point. Like, you have to make a decision. One staff leaves. You have to make the best decision for you two. You both ended up staying. Why'd you make that decision? What about UCF made you guys both decide to stay here?
I had to be really patient with it. That's one thing I would say. Just letting everything kind of unfold, seeing what our head coach is going to be. Getting Frost probably was one of the biggest things. Like, Coach Dreet played for Frost. I grew up in Orlando. I know what Frost can do. I've seen what Coach Frost has had UCF at a point in time. And I'm gonna be real. Everybody in the world wanted to be in Orlando back in 2017 and stuff. So I know what he can do. I know we got the talent to do it. We just got to put it together, execute.
If I'm being honest, it was the thing, like, not hitting the portal was really hard for me, if I'm being honest. You know, being recruited out of high school as a high recruit, you know, I had a couple of schools hit me up. They asked me if I wanted to hit the portal, but, you know, main thing was just stay home. You know, I didn't really have no film. I didn't want to get lost in the full portal. That was the main thing as well. Like, the portal is only taking guys that actually have experience. You know, I haven't really having no experience, so why would I sit here and try to go somewhere and I would be start from square one when I could just start from square one with any new coaching staff that comes in.
And you mentioned Frost. You mentioned Scott Frost, and they hired him. Obviously, he was in the NFL. What were your first impressions of him when you guys met him, and what was those conversations like that really gave you just that little bit of confidence? Because AP, you said, like, people can get lost in the portal if you don't have experience, but to be able to stay and feel good about the new head coach hire has to mean something.
Nah, it was. I had a great first impression. It was like a long time no see type of deal, because back from recruiting, back when he was at Nebraska, you know, they were heavy on me too. So, you know, it was just good, you know, catching back up with him. And, you know, I told him, you know, I'm happy for you to be here. Let's get to work.
The first impressive thing was huge for me. You know, he came in and said everything I wanted to hear, you know, and I seen that he always cares about his best interest of his players. That's one thing I heard, you know, going back and, you know, doing my research on Coach Frost before, you know, they always give you a list of head coaches that was going to come to the UCF. So I did my research on every little one, and the one I heard the most about Frost, and Frost came back, is that it's really a player-led team, and that he cares about your development, and he cares about your well-being and how you're going to grow as a man. It's not about football at the end of the day. It's about how you're going to grow as a man. So that's really the biggest thing that I took from it.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Tied up. You gotta do one more.
By the way, AP. Slide. Come on. No! He's cheating! He's cheating!
Oh, you had to throw your body into it.
You know what I'm saying?
You had to throw your body into it? Okay.
Wow.
You said throw your body into it? Okay.
All right, you got one to beat that. Right in the middle. That was good. Wow.
You can have it.
AP takes that one.
It's okay. It's okay, AP.
Braeden Marshall wins it 6-5 over AP in a nail biter. Here is the final part of our interview with the guys.
You mentioned Frost. You mentioned Scott Frost, and they hired him. Obviously, he was in the NFL. What were your first impressions of him when you guys met him, and what was those conversations like that really gave you just that little bit of confidence? Because AP, you said, like, people can get lost in the portal if you don't have experience, but to be able to stay and feel good about the new head coach hire has to mean something.
Nah, it was. I had a great first impression. It was like a long time no see type of deal, because back from recruiting, that when he was at Nebraska, you know, they were heavy on me too. So, you know, it was just good, you know, catching back up with him, and you know, I told him, you know, I'm happy for you to be here. Let's get to work.
The first impressive thing was huge for me. You know, he came in and said everything I wanted to hear, you know, and I seen that he always cares about his best interest of his players. That's one thing I heard, going back and, doing my research on Coach Frost before, they always give you a list of head coaches that was going to come to the UCF. So I did my research on every little one, and the one I heard the most about Frost, and Frost came back, is that it's really a player-led team, and that he cares about your development, and he cares about your well-being and how you're going to grow as a man. It's not about football at the end of the day. It's about how you're going to grow as a man. So that's really the biggest thing that I took from it.
What was the biggest difference from this spring to last spring in terms of culture?
We're together. Frost he's preached that, just being able to come together as a team, because, with this new day and age with the portal, you got new guys coming in each semester. So you got a whole new team pretty much really each semester. So the teams that come together, those are the teams that really you see success for sure.
Is it just the togetherness that's changed with the culture from last spring to this spring? Is that simple?
It's simple to say, but in reality, like I said, with the new day and age college football, it's different. So people just got to get used to, vibing together, meeting new people, and getting out, their comfort zone. So, yeah.
I'll say, yeah, it is a big thing. Togetherness is a big thing that Frost is trying to, he's hard on us on is togetherness, because, while being together, what will we have? You don't want to go out there and fight for somebody that you don't know. So, and that's how he sit down and break it down to us in the meetings, is that if you won't go fight for your brother, if you don't know what your brother got going on at this day and age, or this day, his brother could have died, or his mom could have died, at this given time, he can't go, but you got to tell him that you got his back, and he got to trust you and feel that you have his back. So that's one thing I learned, and that's one thing that's the culture part of it.
Your new defensive coordinator, Alex Grinch, I think online gets a lot of heat from a lot of people. What's the biggest misconception that people that don't know Coach Alex Grinch that you guys can share?
Man, Grinch is a great guy, a great coach. One thing about it, because he's with us, with the safeties and stuff, so we pretty much see him every day. One thing I would say about him is he has a lot of passion for the game, and he means what he says, and, for us just to buy into what he's saying, I'm telling you, if we just keep going, great things will happen.
Just backing off what Braeden said on that, he really is passionate on the game. One thing about Grinch is that, he geeks out about us, getting little stuff right, the detail thing, he's honest about details, for us being a safety, details really matter, how a tackle will stand up or not, if a tackle put his hands down or not. So that's one thing I say that people don't know about Grinch, is that he's one smart guy and he knows what he's talking about. And so he just has to have the right people to buy into him.
Is this your guys' favorite defense I mean, you've only been here a year, but since you've been here, has this been your favorite defense that you've been in?
For sure.
That's definitely something. What are your guys' individual goals, but also team goals? Obviously, you want to get on the field more. You're trying to, state your case after their injury riddle last season. What are your team goals, but what are some individual goals you'd like to accomplish?
Team goals, obviously the main thing, Big 12 championship. We can't talk national championship or playoffs until we win that Big 12 championship. So, being in the Big 12 for the last 2 years, just kind of seeing what it's really like. It's a wide open league, and it's anybody, any given day. So you got to make sure you come with it. So that's really the biggest thing for team goals.
I'll say team goals for me this year is, like he said, Big 12 championship, getting into that Big 12 championship. And my personal goals myself is probably being an All-American, trying to win that sophomore All-American, or just get on any All-American, That's really just to show that I'm taking steps towards trying to get ready to the NFL.
Final question. I think you guys all see it, or maybe you block out the noise, I don't know. But I think nobody in the country believes that UCF is going to compete in the Big 12. Everybody has you guys picked last in all the preseason polls, which is understandable since you have a brand new coaching staff, 40, 50 new players. As the players on the roster going through it and going through the practices, seeing that, Number one, how's that make you feel? But number two, is it the underdog mentality that UCF's kind of accustomed to?
I just smile at it. I mean, that's all you can do. Underdog kind of, me personally, I've been an underdog my whole life, just from the size perspective of things. So I love being an underdog. And in fact, the whole world can count us out. That just fuels us. So everybody just better be ready.
Yeah, just saying, piggybacking off what Braeden said, I like us over anyone in the country. I got my brothers back no matter what. I know they got my back. So I like us to line up against anyone to beat them. Like, at the end of the day, you're going to have to play us on the football field. It ain't about the AP Bowl, the AP polls, this, that, and the third. All the polls, they just seeing the outside. They see the outside. They don't see what's going on in the inside. So